Hey everyone, it's Miss Fountain. Hopefully you've read Chapter 11, Lesson 1, and we're going to go ahead and go through a basic recap of that section, which is all about Oregon. So Oregon country. Now let's take a look at this map. This map is also in your textbook in Chapter 11. You can see here's the United States, and it shows Oregon country in 1846. So we have the United States. This now went past the Mississippi River, including Louisiana Territory. We also added Florida, and we also added this portion of Texas. And then people started moving west into Oregon country. And you can see this area is controlled by Britain. It's British territory, which is now Canada. And you can see Mexico controls this area down here. And then Alaska in 1846 belonged to Russia. And so you can see all this in here. Pink is Alaska. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, I posted this in Schoology. This was something I would have liked to have done in class, but what are you going to do? So this is the Oregon country acted out. So if you get really bored and want to have some people, whoever is in your household, act this out with you, and they'll help you learn about Oregon, you can have them do that. It'll be posted on Schoology just for you guys. Alright, but I'll just do the general narration for it with some pictures. So in the early 1800s, many nations claimed Oregon country. By 1825, however, only two nations held firm in their claim. The United States and Great Britain agreed to a peaceful joint occupation of Oregon. Circumstances would soon change, however, and some Americans would call for more. They want all of Oregon or none. So joint occupations, that means that Britain and the United States could settle here. They both controlled it. It was a joint occupation. They both shared occupying this space. All right. It was very difficult to reach Oregon in the early 1800s. In 1824, a trapper named Jedediah Smith was excited to find a low, flat passage through the Rocky Mountains. So this is a painting of Jedediah Smith. He was a mountain man, a fur trapper, and he and the group of people he was with traveled through, and they found the South Pass. This allowed them an easier way to travel through the Rocky Mountains. The Rocky Mountains were not easy to travel through. So discovering the South Pass opened up a lot of possibilities. Now the way was wide open for settlers. They heard the Oregon Trail was a pioneer's paradise, and many of them packed up their belongings and moved from east to Oregon. So here we have the Oregon Trail. A lot of them start off in Independence, Missouri, and they would follow this trail, again using the South Pass and going all the way to Oregon. Unfortunately, it wasn't always easy to travel there. A lot of people died on the journey. For example, there was a game from the 90s, a famous game called the Oregon Trail game, and your basic goal was to survive the trail. And many things could have killed you in the trail in the game, and of course in real life in the 1840s, including dysentery, which was a terrible disease. Sometimes people became sick with dysentery along the trail. And of course, you had to make sure you had enough food, depending on the weather, how far you traveled, etc. When settlers arrived in Oregon, they were thrilled by the fertile soil, amazed by the tall trees, and excited by the sunny weather. So you had all these beautiful trees, forests, and lots of water and good, healthy soil, fertile soil to grow farms. And so people started settling there, and it was really good land for people to settle down. In 1844, a man named James K. Polk ran for president. He wanted the nation to expand across North America. One of his campaign slogans was repeatedly heard throughout the nation: all of Oregon or none. So here's James K. Polk and his vice president, George M. Dallas. James K. Polk stood in front of voters and promised that the United States would one day own all of Oregon country, even if it had to fight Great Britain for it. So that became another slogan, 54-40 or fight. And that refers to the parallel here, 54 degrees north, 54 degrees 40 minutes north. So that's the northern border of Oregon. So, like, fight to get all of this. We either get it or we fight. And that was part of his campaign. And again, since they shared with Britain, they would have to fight Britain to get it. Later that year, Polk was elected president. Americans who favored expansion celebrated. All of Oregon or none. With Polk's inauguration, they felt they were closer to getting what they wanted. So here are this is a newspaper print of James K. Polk's inauguration. That's his swearing-in ceremony. When a president's inaugurated, they're officially sworn in and officially become president. Once in office, Polk changed his mind. He decided it wasn't worth a war to gain all of Oregon country. Instead, he made a deal to divide Oregon country between the United States and Great Britain. The settlers in Oregon cheered for the diplomacy that secured their land. So they got this whole section for the United States. So settlers, pretty much people were still happy because they got a good chunk of Oregon and majority of the portion that they wanted anyway, since the Oregon Trail went through this part of Oregon. And also it was pretty much a lot easier just to extend the border. The border was already here at the 49th parallel. So 49 degrees north, that's the 49th parallel. So since that was already the border for the Louisiana Territory, it just made sense to extend it all the way here. And that is still the current border between Canada and the United States.